Hey guys, welcome back to another FPL preview video for Game Week 8. Today we will cover some of the key concerns surrounding Game Week 8 and also the best fixtures in this game week as well as captaincy. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Let's get into the first key question, which I'm also thinking about, which is Bukayo Saka or Palmer. For this game week alone, there's no doubt that Saka is a better option if he is fit than Palmer. But from attacking perspective, I think Palmer has a higher ceiling than Saka because he is just key to everything Chelsea do at the moment. While Saka is a bit wider, while Arsenal are trying to push Havertz and Leandro Trossard into the central areas more, making Saka into more of a creator. And that's not a surprise because they just lose Odegaard right now. So they need someone like Saka to create the chances. While Palmer is more of a Madison kind of player. He can score goals as well as he can be the second striker penetrating into the box, making him a better goal scorer than Saka position wise. So I think if both players have the same fixtures, I would still go for Palmer. He just has that killer instinct that can get him 4 goals in a single game. While Saka doesn't really have that ceiling, he could get 1 goal and 2 assists like against Southampton, but uh, in my opinion, he's just slightly in a lower level than Cole Palmer. So Palmer is my pick. But for this game week, if you have Saka still and planning to move to Palmer, I would still keep Saka for another week if he is fit. But if we are looking at the medium term fixtures after Bournemouth, Arsenal will face Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, Chelsea away, Nottingham Forest at home. These are not really easy games. And Chelsea after Liverpool, Newcastle at home, Man United away, Arsenal home. Both are really tough fixtures. So if you have these two players in your team and you're looking to get rid one of them, maybe I would still get rid of Saka despite having a easier fixture this game week because you never know. Chelsea against Liverpool, you know, in my opinion, Chelsea play better against team that gives you more space like Liverpool. So the players like Sancho and Kunku, Madueke, Jackson could really trouble Liverpool, who are not really looking that great defensively despite being the number one defensive team in the league so far. But that's down to their easier fixtures up until now. But against these harder teams, they are not really being tested thus far. So Chelsea could still score 2 or 3 goals. This could be a very open game in my opinion. So I don't really mind having Cole Palmer. One penalty here and there, he could get a haul against Liverpool. I'm not saying he will, but Liverpool have always give that opportunity to the opponents. So I don't really mind getting rid of Saka for this game week because in my case I have both Saka and Palmer and I might be looking to downgrade one of them for Foden, for instance. So I might be tempted to get rid of Saka, especially if he's ruled out for this game week. All right, moving on to the next key question. It's the captaincy. Well, the captaincy is pretty much straightforward for me. It's always going to be Haaland, I think, against Wolves. Fixture wise, I don't really see Wolves as really the team to target, especially when they are playing at home. I've seen them play against Liverpool at Molineux, and they're not really that amazing, but they're also not that bad. So when City are still without Kevin De Bruyne and also Rodri, they kind of look devoid of creativity. And they will play Foden in this fixture as well, making Haaland less and less appealing. But I will still go for Haaland 90% done in my mind. But that's more because there are no other options. If Saka against Southampton in this fixture, yeah, I will go for Saka. But fixture wise, Wolves are a decent fixture, but I just don't see any more options. If you want to go for a more out there pick, maybe you can look at Spurs and West Ham, because West Ham, they're also looking very terrible defensively this season, and Spurs are playing at home, not like Man City. So someone like Brennan Johnson, I think I could see him score a goal in this game, and I think that could be enough against Holland. I'm just not sure about Man City at the moment. Against Fulham, they are looking really susceptible to counterattacks. They couldn't really control the game. They couldn't put on relentless pressures, put on waves and waves of attacks on their opposition like they used to, because that's how they get their goals, you know. And when they're not doing that, I'm just not sure whether Haaland is still the same FPL option we were used to earlier this season. So actually, Haaland is not really a straightforward option, but at the same time, he is, because there are no other options. And maybe if you want to go for a more a crazy option, you could go for Watkins against Fulham. Fulham is not an easy opposition, but Aston Villa could get 2 or 3 goals even in this fixture, and Watkins could be involved. But if you don't really want to take a risk, yeah, better don't, because I think Haaland could still score more points than Watkins in this game week. And apart from that, Liverpool are playing against Chelsea. I'm not sure who to pick besides Mo Salah, who is in a bit of a rough patch at the moment. Cole Palmer playing away at Liverpool. I'm just not sure, although I could see him score a goal from a penalty. Bournemouth against Arsenal. I wouldn't captain Havertz because I don't think he's as reliable as Saka. And would I captain Saka this game? I'm just not sure, because Saka is playing wider, and also he is more of a creator, in place of Odegaard, making Havertz and Trossard more of the goal scorers in central areas. I don't like that, especially playing against Bournemouth away, because Bournemouth are no mugs. They're no joke. They could really trouble Arsenal severely in this game. So I don't think I would go there. And other than that, Man United and Brentford. Brentford is a really good fixture defensively, but who would you pick in that Man United side? Rashford, if he's playing 90, he could be a good option to consider, but he isn't playing until 90 minutes. At most, I think he could get like 75 minutes and then he gets subbed off. That's a very likely scenario. Newcastle and Brighton. Yeah, Brighton is a very poor defensive team, but that's only when they're playing against teams who are very good at slicing the defense open, like Chelsea. But Newcastle at the moment, their midfield are not really functioning well, so this is an even game. I wouldn't see a huge scoreline for Newcastle in this fixture. So yeah, for me, it's a straightforward one. Haaland is my man.